What's going on, everybody? We are back with another fanfiction review, and this one, we're going back to the Lincoln is Dumb fanfiction. I'm excited, and let's not waste any more time. Let's do this. So this is chapter 3, Top Bishkek. I have no idea what that means, and I do not care to look it up. Eventually, the Laos were able to track Lincoln's location, Bishkek. Oh, there you go. It was the city. Once Rita and Lynn Sr. woke up from their nap, they decided that Rita and Luna should fly over to try and coax Lincoln back. Luna was chosen for obvious reasons, while Rita accompanied her to keep her from having a complete meltdown on the plane. Lynn Sr. would be the man of the house in their absence, and by man of the house, I mean head down to the basement to play Fortnite while Lori does all the work trying to keep her siblings in check. As expected, Luna did break down crying on the plane ride over. Rita consoled her with the assurance that even if they failed, she would treat her to a large steaming plate of beshbarmak, a Kyrgyz dish consisting of shaved lamb served on a bed of noodles and onions. Once they landed in Bishkek, Rita took notice of the architecture's striking resemblance to that of Russia, doubtlessly a result of the years spent under control of the Soviet Union. Lisa's tracking device led them to a humble village house populated by a large but close-knit family. As it turned out, this was the new home of Lincoln, the new home that Lincoln, that's supposed to be it's but it's supposed to be that Lincoln had chosen to call his own. He had no trouble convincing the family to let him stay for a while, as whatever Stanny people are famous for their hospitality, like Canadians. After telling Luna to stand back and let her lead charge, Rita took a deep breath and knocked on the door. Lincoln answered with a bright smile, which promptly vanished as soon as he saw who knocked. Sorry, cleaning my glasses here. I want them perfect for when I read stuff like this. Oh, it's you, he said acidly. How did you even find me? Lisa's tracking chip, said Lita, or I said Rita, might I say Lita. But Lincoln, sweetie, I came here to tell you to come home. Your sisters miss you very much. Bullshit, spat Lincoln. They're all a bunch of skanky, dirty sluts. All they do is bully me and tease me and finger me while I'm asleep. Well, ew. Rita folded her arms. You're telling me that you see all your sisters as skanky, dirty sluts? Yep, including Lily. Especially Lily, cried Lincoln. She lets every other boy in daycare go to town on her. That's so gross. The only one in the house who's a bigger cobbler than Lily is Lori. The name of the eldest loud sister was spoken with enough bile to dissolve a houseboat. Lori's the worst. All she ever does is pick on me and call me a twerp. She doesn't even flagellate herself afterwards. Lincoln, I know Lori may be abrasive at times, but she does love you deep down. Does not, spat Lincoln. The only things she loves are her dumb boyfriend and her extensive dildo collection, and she drinks horse cum. Rita groaned, massaging her temples. Lincoln, your sister Lori does not drink horse cum. Yeah, she drinks it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Lincoln, and she drinks it straight from the horse. You glug, glug, glug. Rita, having had quite enough of Lincoln slandering, gave him a light slap on the cheek, which stopped him cold. Rita was about to speak again until she noticed that her slap seemed to have knocked something loose in his brain. All he could do was stare up at her, his jaw gaping open and his eyes frozen in catatonic shock. Catatonic? Catatonic, my bad. Catatonic shock. You, he croaked, beginning to tremble. As the seconds ticked by, his trembling grew stronger and stronger, and tears started to well up in his eyes. Rita hadn't expected him to be that sensitive to violence, given the fact that he had just reduced Lola to a bloody stain on the carpet hours prior. But in his mind, there was a key difference between those two acts of violence. What he did to Lola was justice. What Rita just did to him was child abuse! He screamed, tears streaming down his face. You hit me in the face, you skank! You snaky tramp. Does he mean skanky? I don't know. I'm going to call the cops on y'all. I'm not saying that word. That's not my word. Rita sighed, knowing that she had done everything she could to help keep him from throwing yet another tantrum. She called for Luna, who had been hiding in the bushes up until this point. Luna, tag in. Right on cue, Luna sprung out in front of Lincoln and landed at his feet, groveling and bawling her eyes out. You've got to come back, Link, she wailed. My life is meaningless without you. Meaningless. I'll die without you. Lincoln wiped his eyes dry and regained his composure as he gazed down at his hysterical sister. Luna, you may be my closest sister, but the answer is no. I'm not living with skanks like Hori and Hola anymore. Oh, that's clever. Please, she cried, I need you back. I'll do anything. I'll suck your dick if I have to. Ew. Well, it's just all the weird incest. I know there's a lot of incest in these there's a lot of loud cest fanfictions, which is gross. But it's funny here. It's like Lincoln responded by lifting his foot and kicking her hard in the chin, sending her sprawling out over the yard. Where is the family? Is the family that's watching their new adoptive son beating the shit out of like his older sister? Where are they in all this? As she lied on the ground, her heart started beating faster, and a quivering smile spread out across her face. As she saw it, Lincoln could have easily aimed at her throat, but such a blow would be life-threatening, so instead he targeted her chin, showing a sense of mercy and forgiveness befitting the most virtuous saints in human history. You, you do love me, she choked out, now crying tears of joy instead of sorrow. Yeah, sure, I guess, said Lincoln, but I'm still not moving back. Bite me. Rita, forced to admit defeat, slumped away from the house, dragging Luna on the ground behind her. The only consolation she received, other than the delicious besh barmac, was a text from Link Sr. telling her that things weren't getting any better at home. How is that consolation? He hated to interrupt his fortnight run, but he felt obligated to give his wife a status update. By his account, the other sisters were gathered in the living room playing Baby Come Back by Player on loop and bawling along to it at the top of their lungs, sans Lori, who decided to hold herself up into her room until they stopped at Lynn Jr., who was in her own room, slamming the clam to a Serbian film. Oh, that's disgusting. And I never heard like masturbating referred to as slamming the clam, but okay. Lola was technically still grounded, but Lynn Sr. was too busy getting his fortnight on to enforce it, so she had no trouble joining in on the singing. The whole affair was briefly interrupted by Albert, who stopped just so he could kick Lynn Sr. in the nuts. He was disappointed to see that his daughter Rita wasn't home, but he assured his son-in-law that Rita would be getting a cunt punt the next time he saw her. So that was the third chapter of Lincoln is Dumb. Very good stuff so far, but we are not done yet. In fact, we are only halfway done, and I will be seeing you soon for chapter 4. Stay good, everybody.